My name is Britt Briscoe, and I'm a consultant here at Ibis Inc. And today we're going to be looking at the CRM Mobile App. A lot of people have questions on how can we access CRM when we're out in the field or away from the office, whether that's on a laptop or a mobile phone. So what we're going to kind of be looking at today is the mobile app Microsoft has put out there for your phone as well as iPads or any other mobile device. The agenda today, we're just going to be looking at, there's two different versions of this app. So we're going to look at that, both versions, the differences between both of those, as well as how to modify to add new things to the mobile app. So to start off, the two different apps that Microsoft has out there is the Dynamic CRM for phones, as well as the Dynamic CRM for Phones Express. These are both available on Android and iOS. The biggest difference though is the CRM for phones is only available for CRM version 7.1. 7.1 is the most current version of CRM, and only the CRM Online clients have this version. So if you're on premise with 2013 or higher, you're going to have to be using the Phones Express app. There's another way of accessing this without the app, which is just going directly to your URL, as long as you have it in an internet-facing deployment version. So once you have that available, you can just use your phone in Safari. But we're going to be talking about the apps, as a lot of people want a quick and easy app without having to log into a web page every single time. So first, we're going to look at the CRM for phones, not the Express version. And again, this is for that Microsoft 7.1, and as you know with 7.1, we have all new features, brand new navigation, and a lot of that carries over into the app. So the first thing you'll notice is now within the app, you'll be able to use charts and dashboards. So if you open up a mobile version form within your browser on your phone, you'll notice that you don't get to use charts or anything really visual. It's very toned down, which are those mobile forms that you create within CRM. The app is a little bit different now because the app allows you to visually see what you're looking at, especially with this version of the app. So here you'll be able to look at dashboards, exactly how they appear within your dashboards if you were looking at it on the computer. As well as to the right, you'll see there's a lot more of the tile visual cues like all the new Windows programs are having today. So here you see a chart on the left as well as your home dashboard on the right. Another thing that carries over is the business flows. So just like you have on your normal desktop version, you have your steps, and during your steps that guide you through the process, you actually have those and they carry over into the mobile app. So when you're looking at this from a person out in the field and they know they have to do the 3 steps of an appointment or anything that they might have while they're on site, you'll be able to use those just like you do in a full version of CRM on your PC. Another thing you'll notice is activities. So when you're inside one of the screens, they're set up slightly different with the account or opportunity name being at the top, as well as with all the tiles near the bottom with all your different information. One thing that's great about this app, and a lot of customers have actually asked us, is how do I make sure when you're using your phone, those activities you're doing are being recorded? So I made a phone call to a particular customer or I send an email. How do I track those back? And what's really nice is if you make those within the app, they automatically are tracked back. So if I open up an account, I scroll down, I'll see that I have a phone button or an email button, and if I click one of those, it'll actually make that activity through the app. So for an example, if I wanted to make a phone call, I can click that phone, it will dial the number for me, it will make that phone call, and then after I end that phone call, I'll actually be presented with a small form with a couple questions about that activity of that phone call. So you can fill that out, you can save it, and it'll automatically save to the record. So this is something very easy. While you're on the run, you can do that rather than having to make the phone call and then remembering when you get back to a computer to create the phone call activity that you had just had. Same thing for an email. If I click there, I'll send the email and all of that will be tracked right to that record. So it makes it a little more efficient for when you're on the run and you need to make those calls or those emails or any of the other activities. The other thing that's great in this particular app is the open search. So we talked about one of the biggest updates of 2015 in a previous webcast was the open search. And so even here on the mobile platforms, you can do that. You can type in your search, it'll search through the different entities and return those very visually and easy to read. This is something that prior to 2015 you weren't able to do. 2013, 2011, you had to go to each of the entities, and this is true for the other app as well. You'll have to do the search within each of those entities. So we've kind of seen some of the new fancier things that are with the other app, but if we look at the CRM for Phones Express, you'll see this a lot. It's more flat. So when you go into the view, this is on the left side, you're seeing the view when you go in, so you can see your different entities. You can click within those entities and you'll get your list. So your list to the middle image there, you'll see that it's very flat, just has some basic information, and I can click into those and you'll get the right side. And so the right side is a particular contact and you'll see the information there. I can still click on the business phone number. It will make the call for me, but it doesn't have that interaction with making sure you record the activity like the other version does. So you can see the big differences. Again, remember, if you're on premise, this is the app you'll need to be using until the next rollout comes out. So again, that should be out later this fall, and so we're hoping once we get that out, we'll be able to switch over and use the other app. But if you're on premise, you're going to be using this app. It's still a very useful tool. I personally use it myself when we're going on site with clients. I can easily go into the accounts, I can scroll down, get an address or a phone number, check the contacts of the people I'll be meeting. You can still make your appointments, you can still make your activities like you normally would. Again, it's just a little less involved than the other version. So again, if we scroll up real quick, we'll go back to the screens up here, and you can see that just through those screens how simple they are, how everything's laid out in the tile section compared to this version where everything's very flat on the page. And again, these are tracked back to the forms, the mobile forms that you create within your CRM system. So one other thing we get asked a lot is, how do we add other entities onto this navigation, or how do we add entities to the particular app? A lot of times we have custom entities, and there's a setting within your custom entity or within any of the entities that you can check to make it available within the mobile app or Outlook itself. So this is very important. Most of the time it's something that's kind of breezed over because a lot of times we're not thinking about the mobile side of things, but it's definitely something that when we're designing for mobile, we need to make sure we're going down to the Outlook and mobile section and checking those boxes. Once you check those boxes, the user, when they log into their mobile app, they'll be prompted to do update, and once they update, they'll see those there. So it's very important to keep in mind. You can also turn off some of the out-of-the-box entities as well. So there are a few that are required, but there are some that you can turn off because you may or may not want to use them while you're in the mobile app and you want to clean it up a little bit. So this is the section that you would just check, and you can make sure they show or don't show on your menu, and then you would see that. Another thing to note on the menu is these menus are very flat, so any section the user has availability to will show on the map as long as you have clicked the button to say that it can be on the map. So again, it's not like the desktop version of CRM where you have your different sections like sales, marketing, service. Here it's just going to be one flat map with every entity that they have access to within it. Another thing to note, there are the apps. Just like we said, you can go straight to the web page through your phone, through the iPad. And one thing that's kind of cool is if you're on an iPad, you actually get the full version of the system as well. We've seen a lot of customers who have started giving a lot of their sales force that's mobile. They've been giving them iPads. And what's nice about that is you don't really have to keep up with two things. When they log into the website, they'll see it exactly how they would on a desktop, but there is the app if you'd like to do that instead. So this is a pretty quick session, but we just really went over CRM for phones compared to CRM for Phones Express. We've also went over some of those differences between the two different solutions, and then also how to add entities to the mobile app. Again, the best thing about this particular mobile app is it's completely free. It's from Microsoft. All you do is you just download it, put in your organization, log in, and you're free to use it. So if you have any questions, please feel free to email me, bbriscoe@idasinc.com, and we can answer those for you.